Yo,
Yo,
how's it
it's
hanging?
just us right now, though. We're good. Welcome, right? What episode are
Yes,
we on?
welcome to this You In Valhalla. Well, I don't count the episodes, so
No, I think we're on 6 or 7. I'll get to the bottom of it.
something like that.
Yeah,
But I know what we're here to talk about. Mainly going to be talking about 23.3.
yeah.
Um, so we'll see how it goes. Um, and then we'll also be talking about next week. The
What
shitstorm
we
of
got going
ideas
on?
from that.
All the
Do I
different
know
things.
what we have
Look
next
what
week?
I've already
Not
got
yet,
primed
not
up.
fully.
I don't
Dude,
know if you can
you're
see
on
it.
top of it.
I
Yeah.
I got here really early for you, Mitch, and
Oh, I was barely making it.
I actually thought you were just gonna jump on really quick and hit live just to like freak me out really quick. Um, But it's not as good as it might seem because, I could only find this page where I gotta change between men and women, but I do have 2 tabs open, so if I need to jump back and forth
Scroll down a
between men
little
and women.
bit.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess it won't show this is probably the best one, really.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'll change back and forth. You just tell me. We can start with women if you want to, but do we wanna start with last week?
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you have the
definitely, for sure. Um, do you have the email? Well, I don't know if that's really worthwhile. Anyway, actually, you know what? I'll
you
share
want me to
this.
stop sharing?
Yeah, I'll share my screen here in a second as soon as I get it pulled
Alright,
up.
you just steal it.
Uh, oh, it's gonna make me log in. You don't remember me, bro? I was just here.
Technology, am I right?
So anyway, 23.3 was announced, 23.2. How did part A go for you?
For me,
Did we I feel like we already
remind
talked
me
about
of
that.
what 23.2 was again because
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
that was the
we spoke
shuttle
about.
run and the
Oh, that's
burpee
right.
pull-up.
Oh, man. Okay, so I don't know if you had noticed, but I'd been nursing a knee injury for a while. It
Yeah, I
was
think we
feeling
talked about
good. I was
that.
taking it easy for a week or so, and, my very first shuttle run, I felt all of it, but I just, grinded through it. So it was a slow go, running around back and forth, um, but, I guess either way, I just needed to find a dark place, so I did end up finding that dark place just to finish it out. Um, Man, it was a grinder for sure. I don't know that I would ever do that one again. Even if it just came up on, like, a day-to-day or, like, on a Friday workout, I'd probably be sick that day. I don't think I wanna do that
Really?
workout ever again. Yeah, and not like not like
I
that.
loved that workout. I thought it was a lot of fun. It didn't
Yeah, 'cause you
hurt.
were
Like, it hurt
exceptional at
during.
it.
It hurt. I wasn't exceptional by any means, but it it hurt during, but it didn't stick with me like some other workouts will, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Like, I didn't wake up sore. Katie asked me,
Mhm.
like, on Monday, she's like, "Are you sore?" I'm like, "No, I'm
Yeah,
not
like, no
sore.
soreness from that. Soccer,
Hurts
on the
still,
other
but
hand,
that'd be alright."
um, yeah, no soreness really, and then the 1 rep max, thruster I thought went well. Joe liked it.
Yeah, Joe's a liar.
Such a surprise that the guy who likes running a bunch, really likes
Yeah,
that
right.
workout.
Yeah, and Brian too, I'm sure he loved it also. It's like those people that are just, like, just built to kill a workout like that, but me, I'm like frozen molasses. What's that saying? Is I like, my running form and technique is just terrible, so I suffered pretty
Yeah, I
bad.
mean, so Joe, though, did it at another box in Vegas,
Yeah.
so,
Did
that
we
was
end up
kinda
getting
cool to
extra points
see.
for that, or what ended up happening there?
Yes, you did.
Nice.
I'm
Well,
gonna
that's
rub
just
it in.
commitment, you know what I mean?
Haley says the 1 rep max was the best part, was the only best part.
It's a
There's
very
some
very true
some
statement.
framing with that statement, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and honestly, that's the only part of the workout I'd ever wanna do again, and I normally hate thrusters, but I would go back to that because that was actually kinda fun. I didn't actually know what my 1 rep max was, for a thruster at all. I just figured it was, however many of 95 pounds we normally
yeah.
do just because that's just, like, the workout, but I've
Yeah.
never, ever tried to lift a heavy thruster before. But it was
Yeah, it was
fun.
good, though. So, yeah, so, what I was gonna pull up for everyone, just so y'all can see, and I'm sure you guys can do this, from your own dashboard in, the CrossFit game site, but this is our, affiliate standings, essentially, so we can show you
Cool.
overall placing in the box so far.
How far down
So
do you have to go to get to me? Where we at?
It's a little skewed right now because
Uh,
Andrew put his score in already, so he's gonna
oh,
climb to the top with an actual score. Same with like Casey. You know, there's a few people who
yeah.
already have a score from today's workout in
Uh-huh.
there, so that's gonna kind of rocket them up the leaderboard a little bit because they're already getting the points for that essentially,
Nice. And normally I would call you out for winning this
placement
little
points.
thing, but I know that this is not from you. You did not make this spreadsheet, Mitch. So
No, this is
congratulations.
yeah, yeah, this is directly from.
Oh, look at me, first place again.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, so that's kind of like the overall standings. You could see our team leader Kyle Tarango with 0 entries for
yeah.
scores. It's you know, pretty fun stuff there. But anyway,
And,
I just thought I'd show
yeah.
that really quick. It's kind of a cool little site that you could kind of go to, set up on your own.
Um, and so that actually brings me to the next thing I wanted to talk to you about just really fast. I don't want to pull you off of this, but how heartbroken were you that nobody was tagging you as the best trash talker um, on your little Instagram post? Were you okay with that?
I honestly don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, somebody else is running your social.
Well, yeah, my wife does that.
Wow. All right. Well, you posted something today about
Oh, it
tag
was
your
today
favorite
too. I haven't
person.
even been on my phone, dude. I don't. Come
What is
on.
happening? But I noticed that I wasn't. I had one vote, I think, and it was from Haley. So thank you for that, Haley. But a little disappointed that I didn't get more votes, and then also that you didn't get one single vote. Because I do know that you like to talk a
Is
little
this
bit
in
of
our
trash too.
story?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is, a reel or
Oh
something.
no, no, there it is. I eat
Yeah.
pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
She does a good job. You've been hacked, Mitch. I don't know if you know that,
Yeah.
but somebody hacked your account. I guess I should
Why do you
just
say that?
assume that it's
Because
Kath.
she's doing
Well,
a good job
because
and
it
not
wasn't
me?
you. Yes, Catherine. Should just assume that it's her going forward. Oh, hey, Catherine. Showing all his cards right now.
uh, Joe
I guess I
says
just gotta go to the gym earlier.
Joe says nobody can beat the other Joe at trash talk. So that's Joey, and yes, he's
Yeah,
probably right.
yeah. I mean,
He's
I
that
get it.
one guy who figures out how
Yeah,
to turn anything into an innuendo. If for
yeah.
those that are listening in, so
Disgusting.
um, yeah,
Just,
it's quite
just
quite off-putting at times. You know,
yeah.
5 in the morning. It's too early to be
And maybe
talking like
that's what it
that.
is. Well, they're a different breed, right? You've talked about that, how 5 a.m.ers are a different breed.
They can be, yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that's mutually exclusive necessarily, but yes, they can be a different breed.
yeah.
Okay, so let's go
Yeah.
into. Um, I think if we're looking objectively at 23.1, 23.2, we talked about it last week how we have an even spread of kind of like a monostructural element, a gymnastics element, and a weightlifting component in all throughout all of this. So it kind of made for this week if we wanted to keep it really even like it was, it makes
Okay.
sense that we have double unders being that monostructural movement, the um, wall walk and handstand push-ups being a gymnastics movement, and then the snatch, of course, being the weightlifting movement. So they kept it really even. So it was somewhat predictable in that sense because it keeps it even. However, oftentimes as a programmer, you're looking to bias gymnastics a little bit more. So it could have been that was the only element where it was a wild card, I think, in what 23.3 ended up offering.
Mhm.
You also see that they went pretty long, um, and Joey was surprised everybody was tagging
Yeah.
him.
Oh,
Yep.
me.
Oh, who me? Yeah,
Oh,
such a shock.
oh,
Um,
unbelievable.
but yeah, so the first workout went about 14 minutes, right, as an AMRAP, and most people needed all of that time to work. And then the second workout went 15 minutes plus that additional lift at the end, so you could say it went longer than that. But those are two longer, I guess you could say, CrossFit style workouts. So it was really expected to see a shorter one this week. And so it makes sense the workout came out the way it did to where most people are going to struggle to even get past 6 minutes because this is probably intended to be a 6 minute workout
Yeah,
for the masses, at least.
yeah. I'm excited about it, honestly. And when I saw it, I was like, Mitch is also going to be very excited about this workout. Am I right?
I am actually pretty excited. I think it gives me an opportunity to climb the leaderboard just a little bit. I mean, it's irrelevant to some degree because
Yeah.
I'm not trying to compete in the sport of CrossFit anymore. Um, but I am trying to make quarterfinals, and I think this workout will definitely help me secure that. spot,
Yeah.
even though I think it was pretty well secured. I'm not sure. Normally, I'm much more secure in that, but this year is my first year not really going for it. So
Yeah.
um, I do like this workout. It's also a good workout to repeat multiple times because it's not that much volume
Yeah.
in that 6 minute. Like if you're going to get capped at 6 minutes, you can try to get a few more reps, which is probably a few thousand places on the leaderboard worldwide. So
Think it's
let's,
gonna be that big of a jump if you make it through to that
I
or
mean,
that fourth
yeah,
round? Oh,
I think every snatch is going to matter on this workout in the
yeah.
large leaderboard. In the one for the gym, I think you'll see more ties still, but I don't think it'll be as close. We pull up the workout so people know what we're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah, you betcha.
if they're watching.
Oh, they're watching. Always watching. Share. There we are.
All right, so 3, 2, 1, go starts. You guys will be starting 8 feet away from the wall, facing the wall. And then you'll get down into the wall walk position and start. You got 5 wall walks, 50 double unders, 15 snatches. For men, that's going to be RX. It's going to be 95. For men, that'll be 65. For women, that'll be 65. I don't know if I said that right. And then scaled is, I believe, 45, 95. No, 45. I can almost see it from here.
You want me to move to it?
45, 65
You got
for
it?
the scaled.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's basically the first round, and then you go into round 2, which is going to go up in weight, down in reps on the snatches, but it stays the same other than that. And the weight for round 2 is 135 for men, 95 for women. Scaled weight is 95 for men and 65 for women. And if you can get all of that done, the 2 rounds, in 6 minutes, you earn the next iteration of the workout, which is switching from the wall walks to the strict handstand push up. For the scale division, I believe that's a hand release push up. Once you've completed those, you'll move on to the double unders, and then you have 9 snatches at an even heavier weight. For men, it'll be 185. For women, it'll be 125. And then scaled will be 115 and 75. I believe. And then past that, I'm not even sure we need to talk about, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, for myself, if I make it to 185 on the snatches, that is where this thing ends. I will
You'll
not.
see in the scale division far more people going deeper in this
Yeah,
than you obviously than you will in the RX. In the RX, after seeing it run, I think we're going to see very few people get out of even the 6 minutes here. Just because I think so far it seems like people have really underestimated what 135 snatch is feeling like
yeah.
post that work at that intensity. So
Mhm.
far, it's what it seems like anyway. Um, so yeah,
I'm very excited. It's so throughout the past 2 weeks, my favorite part has been, like, the lifting component that comes with it. Like
like the
last week,
cycling
we were
ones, or
what's that?
in the open.
No, so, like last week, with the 1 rep, thruster, max. It's, like,
Yeah, those are
obviously the
always
most fun
just
portion to watch.
so
Um,
much fun. The
yeah,
energy's huge. Same with the ring muscle up on that first workout. Like Andrew getting 1 was like a big deal for everyone. Like
yeah,
not just
yeah.
Andrew, even though I think
We
it
all
made his
felt
year is
that.
what he said. But um yeah, those are the I think the most exciting is always when we see people overcoming what they thought they could is really what's exciting. I had someone reach out and say, I don't know what to do for this. Do I go to foundations because I'm so new and I can't snatch very well? And it was kind of like one of those things where it's like you could do that and have a great stimulus for the workout, or you can just take the challenge as is
Just go.
and kind of exceed your expectations a little bit, perhaps. Worst case scenario, you know where you're going to work on and where you're going to improve. And then next time you do this workout, you'll see objective measurable, which is so big in CrossFit. We have to be able to measure our success and performance, right? You will see as a new person that you are measurably fitter a year from now on the same workout because that snatch will be a lot easier for you, let's say.
Leaner, leaner
Um,
snatch.
whereas a year from now, you probably won't touch foundations ever again. So
Yeah.
um, I think I like pushing yourself for the harder version of the workout so that you have that measurable thing going on in the future. Um, Wall walks are
Jana, but
going
what
to be
about
my downfall.
all the wall walks we've done over the last year? Definitely better though, right? Probably?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. So back when I was handling the programming for us, we did that 8-week cycle on wall walks. Oh, Katie's complimenting that you've actually been lifting lately. That's probably why you enjoyed that,
Wow. No,
bro.
I'm talking about the wall walks with Jana. It's not always about me. I'd like to think it's always about me.
But anyway, yeah. So wall
Yeah.
walks. I think they're going to be tough this year for those that struggle with wall walks. But we did do that 8-week cycle, and in that 8-week cycle, I had a few things go on there. One, I just increased volume of wall walks every week over the course of the week. So sometimes, and initially, it was just in one session you do all your volume. And then it got to a point where volume was like a little crazy. So I wanted to separate it into 2 sessions. And the way I did that was we had a lower volume or like a moderate volume of wall walks, maybe even a little high volume of wall walks. And then in the second time in the week when we did it, the intention was actually speed. So there was less reps overall, less reps at a time, so that your goals could be, I want to get really fast at this back and forth movement. And you were doing it somewhat, you weren't under a ton of fatigue when you did it. Um, so that was the way I progressed over the 8 weeks. And I had a lot of people complain. But then I also had a lot of people come up to me and say they can feel them getting better.
I kept
Janice
getting
says she
worse at
kept
them.
getting worse. That is an outlier for
Yeah,
performance
Jana,
there.
I will be right next to you yelling motivational things
Um,
at you.
so anyway, I think most people need to have the intention of this is a 6-minute workout and you're going to do your best for 6 minutes. And
Yep.
we're due for a 6-minute workout. We've hit 2 longer time domains. Let's hit 6 minutes really hard because it's very different workout than 14 minutes really hard. Right. So I definitely think that we need to have that 6-minute frame of mind on this workout and not to overscale it or over pace it either, because then you'll have no shot. I watched Brian do this workout today, and I could say um, he was very methodical about his pacing, I think, and I think he might have regretted it a little bit,
Ah,
especially on the first round of snatches. He broke them
you're
up
talking
into
about
fives.
Brian Wolstenham?
Yeah, broke him up into fives, and I think he needed to pocket more time because he only really gained himself about 30 seconds on the first round.
Yeah.
And then he had a pretty costly no rep on the wall walk.
Ah, did his hand move too
Um,
fast?
no, it was on his way back down, which is why it's even worse.
Ah,
Um, so on his way back down, his fingers stopped short of the line on both
no.
sides by
Yeah.
about maybe 3/4 of an inch, and they just stayed there while his feet hit the ground, and then he readjusted his hands and it was too late by then. So he did the
Ah.
full rep just to get a no rep, pretty much.
That's called a
Um,
bro rep? Can you hook a brother up?
yeah, I try to hold the standard here.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's true. That's fine. We
I
appreciate
disagree with
the
this
motivation.
comment. I really disagree with this one. I don't think humans were made to naturally walk on walls. I'm thinking they were. I think they were made to walk on walls, and that we've been doing it wrong for so long.
Talking
So
about we should go back to walking on walls?
yeah, I mean, it's just clearly part of like how we evolved as a species. We started
Evolutionary?
on
Yeah.
walls, now we're on floors. It's definitely
We got lazy is what we ended up doing.
yeah, yeah. We wanted to make it more convenient. We know that's an
Yeah,
issue.
gravity.
Um, yeah. As far as like strategy on this workout, I kind of already alluded to it. I would say that first set of snatches you do kind of have to push pretty hard on.
What's this one say? Alright. Andrew got getting underneath that second set to relieve the stress on the shoulders. That's
Yes.
what
Oh, I was going to mention that tonight. Guys, don't muscle snatch and don't have a high power snatch. Like get a legit power snatch under the bar. Try to use your arms as little as possible and use your hips as much as possible because it's the only movement that you really have to have that hip. So use the shit out of it so that your arms are somewhat saved. And that's a skill that does take developing. It's not necessarily easy,
yeah.
but definitely try to get under that weight instead of lift it all the way overhead, if that makes sense.
Even the first round?
Yes. I'd say
Oh,
especially the first round because you need that. You need to save your shoulders as much as possible
alright.
because you're going to be pushing. I think most people are going to be pushing pretty close to red line when they get to the 135 bar. And if
Yeah,
they're not strong enough to take that in the first place, it's not even going to be red line. It's just going to be like, I physically can't lift it unless I
yeah, that's true.
rest 10 seconds.
Man, but you're not talking about a full on like squat snatch, right?
No, no, no. That would
Okay.
kill your heart rate. Now, if you have to get those last few reps, right? That might be a thing, but I don't
Oh,
know
you're
with
just
the shoulder
talking about
fatigue how
actually
well.
using that momentum from the hips to pop it up, so
And
you're
get
not just
under it.
trying to muscle it.
So instead of catching it, high, catch it half quarter squat or something like that, right? A
Okay.
true quarter squat though, where your hips are back and you're loaded, right? Because if you're catching with your torso completely vertical like this, you're probably not getting under the bar as much as you really need to take
Mhm.
pressure off the shoulder.
That makes sense. Be interesting to see. Everybody's got a plan. Everybody's got a plan until they, get punched in
Well,
the
just
mouth
know
most of
that
the time.
my plan's the right plan. We did make a video about that on Instagram too.
Don't have your own plan. Use the Mitch's plan.
Oh, I don't know if that
Bruce
maybe
got
that hasn't
Mitch's
come
plan.
out yet.
Mitch's plan?
Yeah. You want to
Yeah.
go browse our Instagram and see if that came out?
Ooh, is this about to drop? Is this like a little teaser?
No, no, I think I'm just saying you could probably pull it up. I gotta
Fine.
see if it even landed it.
I don't see anything from you.
It might not be out yet.
Pay attention, folks. Stay
Oh,
next to your phones.
okay, okay. Um, yeah, basically is your plan's dumb, my plan will work. It's a movie quote.
Typical.
I won't give it all of it away, but
Okay.
yeah, I think this workout's definitely shoulder fatigue. It's about managing the shoulders. Um, let's go into how to make this workout fun for the intramural open, and for yourself as an individual, maybe.
Yeah. Did you come up
All
with
right,
something?
how can we fuck with the other team, even though
Yeah.
we're actually on
Now that
separate
we're
teams?
like
But
all together and nothing
well, one, you
crossing
could
the
be the
line,
judge,
folks.
and you could
Yeah.
be really picky on those wall walks. Easy, miscount some dubs.
Yeah.
That's like you can't even say I miscounted. It's an
Yeah.
accident.
It's like, why am I here if you don't trust what I've been counting so far? It's like that should be an automatic no rep to question the judge, right?
Yep. The other things you could switch. This is always a go-to, right? Take the ladies' bar, switch it out for a men's bar while they're not looking.
Next thing. Oh, and the other way
Um,
around. That big
yeah.
girthy bastard and put it in a woman's hand.
Yes. That's what she said. Um,
It's only
yeah, that
weird if
seems
you
like an
make it weird,
obvious
Mitch. Don't
statement.
make this weird for me.
Let's see. What other things could you do here to mess with the other team?
Oh, it's not out yet. Come on, Catherine. Who's running this Instagram account anyway? I was
Uh,
thinking about it most of the afternoon. Like the only things I could think of were just really terrible things. You know what I mean? Like
no, they are.
moving
They're
the
all bad.
tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Have it
yeah. Just
heavier
like
on one side than the other.
yeah, but like that's not a 45-pound plate. That's a 35-pound plate and a 45-pound plate.
Get a
That'd mess
screwdriver
'em up.
and just loosen their jump rope right before they start, so that when they start going, it just flings off. You know.
Yeah, see, God, that's just like I always come up with like the really nice ideas on how to pick
Yeah,
on
I'm
people.
sure. Yeah.
Some and there's a
Says
rat
the guy who gets a blue
somewhere.
card in our indoor soccer league.
Yeah, switch out the tape. Oh, for double-sided sticky tape, that's pretty good. Nice.
Yeah, you think you're moving your hand from
Can
that
do
wall?
that.
Guess what? You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, some Gorilla Glue.
All of these are really safe ideas. You guys should try them at home.
Um, and there's a rat too somewhere. Was it you, Mitch, that gave up what I was gonna do to take out Haley last week on her Instagram account?
No, she watched it. She watched
Oh,
the.
so I told on myself. All right.
Yeah, you're the rat.
People watch this? Nice. I thought this was a safe place. This was like a place where we could just talk, you know?
It was until it
It
wasn't.
was. Yeah, that's all right.
Um, yeah, okay, going forward. Really though, this is gonna be a fun way to close the open. something short, hard to do. Getting heavier too again, I like that. One thing I'm really surprised with this open is there hasn't been what I call like a mechanically loaded movement where you have to control against gravity and then concentrically raise against gravity. It's really just been a lot of like explosive movement when it comes to those things, when it comes to the weightlifting stuff. So like an example of that would be like um, just regular barbell squat of some sort or dumbbell squats.
Like a
But
deadlift.
yeah, or a deadlift or a press, like those didn't really come up this open. I feel like especially the squat wasn't hit like at all. We did the 40 wall balls and that was it. Oh, and then you maybe had your 4 attempts at a thruster. So a total of 44 reps of the squat pattern amongst the workout, and really only 4 of them were moderately heavy to heavy, and the other 40 were light.
Yeah, I don't want to name any names, but I have heard some people complaining that there hasn't been any like leg heavy stuff going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, which could just mean that next year, maybe in order to balance year after year, they're going to go leg heavy, and you're going to be wishing they hadn't. Um, maybe I don't know,
Yeah,
but
right.
it was kind of a surprise.
We kind of missed or skipped over the wall walks. I mean, I know that we're talking about grippier shoes and like swapping the tape out, but in the past you've talked about some like really good things like methodical or like the movement to get up and down the wall as easy as possible.
Okay.
Might be some good things to hit on too.
Yeah, so with wall walks, it's really about systemizing your wall walk. So you're not just like in panic mode, inching your way closer and closer to the wall. You should be in full control and be like, I'm going to take 4 steps in, 4 steps out, and just make it to a that number of steps and distance traveled is almost subconscious for you, so that you could focus on something else like breathing or something like that. Which, if you can breathe during your wall walks today or tonight, um, it will probably keep your heart rate a lot lower so that the shoulders can recover during the double unders or something like that. Whereas if you spike your heart rate by holding your breath, I think you're less likely to extract waste from the muscles being taxed, which means it's just going to sit there. And by the time you get back to the wall walks, you're still going to feel it, especially because there's other shoulder stuff going on. So
Yeah.
maintaining your breath is important. So in the wall walk, you definitely want to have like a systemized wall walk. This many steps in, this many steps out. And then also minimizing the number of steps you take does, even though it's faster and harder to control, I guess you could say, it might pay off just because you're spending less time upside down at that point.
Yeah.
I've also seen the every time you hit the ground, kind of try to relax your arms and shake them out. I don't know how much with gravity's not on your side there because you're not standing, right? So I don't know that that's going to help as much as you think. Um, but you do want to offload all the tension that you can in that bottom position. So you hit the deck, totally rest, and then come back up. Um, and also just trying not to control too much on the way down. Obviously, you want to control enough not to get hurt, but if you control too much, you're going to really gas out your shoulders on the way down. And then the last thing, I mean, this should just be fundamental for everyone is don't extend your lower back, right? Don't be doing one of these because as soon as you break your midline on a wall walk, your body feels heavier,
It's like dead
right?
weight.
Because yeah, it's like your spine is collapsing inward on itself. It's like the analogy they always use in fitness is, if you don't have an active core position, you could think of a can, and as soon as you could stack a bunch of weight onto a can, you can actually do this as a science experiment too. You could stack weight 10 pounds at a time on a can, and it will tolerate a lot of weight. But if you just simply add one dent to the can and stack weight, it won't make it halfway there. And it's very similar to the body when you do that overextension as you're trying to climb up the wall. It's usually one of the most common compensations people have is to overextend. And that just made the can have a dent in it, so to speak.
Yeah.
So you're going to be much less tolerable of the weight. So that would be, and that's something that you have to do every time you practice. And it's a matter of discipline when you're doing workouts in training, is to not go so fast that you have to overextend or push past to the point where you have to compensate. That's how CrossFit's supposed to be measured, is you doing the workout with good form. not how fast can
Not
you do
can it?
it, period, regardless of
Yeah.
form. That's what you could do in things like the open when you're truly competing, but not when but even then, like I'm telling you right now, that's gonna actually blow you up, because then you won't be able to extend in the snatch and get under it.
You've mentioned a few things like that. It was a while ago, and maybe I'm thinking about something different, but like on the assault bike too, it's totally off brand right now. But you were saying like when you were watching the teams compete, and there's like the guys that are just like bent over, just like freaking out, like
Yeah.
going back and forth. They don't finish near as fast as the guy that's like upright, like doing it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about I mean, creating force or power requires stability, right? So if you take yourself and put yourself in a less stable position, you're less likely to actually have the power output. So some of those guys that you see, they don't move much side to side. It's because they're creating so much stability that they can produce force. That being said, if you lean to a side with your whole body, you can produce more force on that side on that bike because the bike is going to be stable no matter what.
Yeah,
So you could do that on the bike, but that's your whole body would have to go that way, and that's going to be really exhausting over time, right? But that's what you're doing when you're standing. Essentially, you're putting all your weight on that side, then all your weight on that side. But when you see the head just wrenching like this, that's not doing anything. That's not improving stability at all. It's actually probably taking away from rhythm, timing, and stability altogether.
it's hard not to go there sometimes though.
Yeah, no, I agree. I get when you get really gassed, you just kind of like it's
Just trying to
desperation
make it.
mode.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's what
um,
will happen on movements. But hopefully you trained right.
yeah. And then so you're saying don't break up the snatches at all. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying don't break them up. I'm saying be very disciplined in getting back to the bar.
Oh, okay. Don't walk
Um,
around. Take your breath. Get back up.
yeah, it felt like Brian. If I can only really have him to pick on. I just felt like he was just taking too much time
Yeah,
on that. It's like crank out your 5. You can set it down or drop it, whatever, on that 5th one, and then just get right back to it. Just that one little bit. Or you could do, if you're doing it RX, it's not going to bounce around as much.
yeah.
So you can afford to drop it a few more times as long as you're good about chasing the bar down and not like dropping it and stepping back and coming into it.
Trying to reset.
Yeah. So it'd be like literally I drop it and I follow it and I don't catch it on a bounce because it's not legal, but I do make sure that I settle the bar and then go again right away
We're gonna
instead
have
of,
we're oh, go ahead.
well, instead of like drop it, wait, and then go because that would take forever if you're doing 15 reps. Not
Yeah.
forever, but too long.
I wanna see you or Tom in the brief today show us how you catch a bar on the bounce and show us that that's not illegal, and then get it back up on a what are
I
these
bet
things
Tom
called?
could do it and
Yeah.
actually make it look pretty good.
Yeah, right.
So maybe I'll have Tom do that one.
Yeah, he's good at everything.
Um, yeah, we usually I'll do the gymnastics, he'll do the weightlifting. It's usually how it goes.
You gonna touch and go, Mitch?
Um, I'm mainly going by feel, but I probably will touch and go a bit on that first round,
Yeah.
depending on how well I can manage my heart rate. Um, I don't know if I'll go 15 touch
Yeah,
and
that's a
go.
lot. Yeah.
I imagine I'll do what Brian didn't do, 5s and then quick reset, just really quick reset.
Did he make it out of the first 2 rounds? Did he get into the handstand push-ups, strips?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, he had a little over a minute, I think, to hit
Uh-huh.
the 135 for 12, which if you only have a minute for 12 snatches, that's moving pretty freaking fast. You'd have to
Yeah,
do one snatch every 5 seconds in order to earn that next round.
yeah, that's crazy.
So
Sitting over here slowly feeling worse about my chances of getting to that round 3.
it's not going to be an easy task to get the round 3,
Yeah,
which is why I don't think you should be pacing too much unless you know for sure you can make it to round 3. You should not be pacing very much.
okay.
Um, so yeah. All right, we don't have any more predictions, but we have something special going on next week that we do at CrossFit Magni, where we have a what I call a CrossFit decathlon. Jeff, do this real quick.
Yep.
Google the 10 components of fitness,
Ooh, okay. 10 components.
and then make that screen the big one. I guess I don't know. Can I do that? Yeah, there we go.
Am I in the right spot?
Yeah, I think so.
Right down here.
You can click on that first one probably. What are
Oh,
the 10
oh, yep.
physical skills? It's the same thing. So
Let me get
technically,
there.
CrossFit did not
There
create
we
this.
go.
I want
Okay.
CrossFit preaches this, but they did not create this. And the reason that's important is to know that it's not just me pushing the CrossFit brand on you. It came from other disciplines as well. But here are the 10 components of fitness. And when we do our CrossFit decathlon, each of these components is going to be highlighted in some way, shape, or form. And this is also when I do programming, I'm also thinking of this. So like today at noon, we had extra time. Go down to I think it's like 9 or 10. 10. Accuracy. The ability to control movement in a given direction or at a given intensity. All right. So you could think of throwing as being really accurate, but there's another way to think of accuracy that we actually did it at the noon class today because we only needed to do one heat at noon.
Yeah.
So we were able to spend some extra time doing some extra things. So I put everybody on a rower. We did 250-meter intervals where they had to predetermine their pace. And they would have a minute rest after each interval, and they had to hit that pace as close to as possible every single time, which meant they needed to control the accuracy of their contractions and force developed to hit it just right.
Now, are
And
you looking
it
at
was
strokes per minute? Are you looking at wattage output? Like, or is it just do
you're
you
looking
know
well, it depends a little bit, but so like we're doing 250-meter intervals. So we're going to use the per 500-meter pace.
Mhm.
And I told them to select a pace that is a little bit faster than their 2K because we're thinking like more like a 1K pace.
Yeah.
And so for the athletes I really know well on some of that stuff, I was able to help them determine a pace. Um, Otherwise, it's kind of like you just pick one, and it's kind of irrelevant, right? You want it to be within your ability level, but you're also the point is for you to be accurate with your contraction, right? So if you're doing the 250 meters and you are trying to hit, let's say 215 per 500, then right out the gate, you're going to need to get ahead of that just because it's always slow to start. So get ahead of that, get to like 210 or whatever, and then start settling back as quick as you can into 215 and be accurate. 215. And you have the screen set to where it's telling you what your average is, and that's going to change if your pulls are inconsistent, right? So it's just a game almost where it's like your job is to be accurate. Now, if you can take that lesson on the rower, be really accurate with the 250 meters, let's say, you can start learning how to pace better. Because now you could be like, well, I know in this workout, call it 23.1, I have 60 calories to row. I know I need to hit 1300, no more, no less, if I want to set myself up to a point where I can keep moving after this movement is over for 60 calories, right? And so now it's very specific. Can I hold exactly what I want to hold, right? For the wall ball, can I only spend as much energy as it takes to get it just above the line, no further and no shorter, and do that over and over and over again? That's a very easy place to see where accuracy comes up. In
How many
baseball,
times can you
pitching, and on the other side of it, batting, how accurate can you be, right? You have to control the contraction. So sometimes if you're looking at batters and they swing just as hard as they possibly can, they're actually going to do far worse than if they dial back their swing power a little bit, but that allows them to have the full control over the bat. Same thing with a pitcher. They're not just winging it as hard as they can. I mean, the pros, as hard as they can, are still accurate because they're pros.
yeah.
But you go wing a ball as hard as you physically can, and I guarantee you, you're nowhere near accurate because you're going to have to take some off of that in order to be accurate, right?
Like golf,
So,
same thing.
yeah, so when we look at this in training, it's just a matter of like, make sure that you are like for accuracy, it's often left behind. You go to Orange Theory and all that stuff, the only accuracy you're really getting is can I get my heart rate up into a certain zone, right? Um, and that's not accuracy, right? I mean, that's accuracy in something else, I guess you could say, but that's not can I force the contraction to get me exactly where I need to be? Cool? Following me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So then are you talking about we're going to how do we tie this into the decathlon?
So we need a component, a game, or a system to compete against each other where we get to display accuracy. Last year it was beer pong,
I thought it was marshmallow
pretty fun.
toss.
No, last year it was beer pong. I'll tell you what marshmallow toss is when we get there. So beer pong, right? You just have to be perfectly accurate with this thing that weighs next to nothing. So
Uh-huh.
it's all your own body's ability to control and really fine tune all the way down to that little bitty fingertip, right? This year, I don't want to announce it too early. We'll announce it next week. We'll
Oh,
move on.
teaser.
I know I really left you hanging there. Okay, so balance. We need to come up with some stuff for that. Balance is pretty. It's basically controlling your center of mass over an object or over a force development, whatever it is, right? So we did single leg flip cup last year. We'll have probably a different component this year. All of them are going to have something silly like that, whereas maybe a drinking game or, and obviously we allow people to use non-alcoholic beverages too.
We're not a bunch of pushers.
No, yeah, we're not trying to push unhealthy things necessarily.
Not even a hint.
Um,
No. Stick around for
oh,
next week.
someone has a balance board they could bring. That could be fun.
Is that Kyle?
We'll talk. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
of course his name is Cupcake.
Cupcake. Yeah.
Okay, agility is next. We'll have a component of fitness where we get to express agility, so the ability to minimize transition time from one movement to a pattern to another. We saw agility in the open in doing shuttle runs. How much time do you think we waste in the turnaround on a shuttle run?
24%.
It was exactly 24%. No,
Ding,
I
ding,
don't.
ding, ding, ding.
You can't measure it. It's obviously different depending
Yeah.
on the skill set of the athlete. But the point is, like, while I was doing it, I started thinking about that a lot when I got tired because I could feel me literally wasting at least a second on the turnaround when that should be just half a second.
I
So
don't
if you're
know. Did you
wasting a
notice?
second and 20 turnarounds, that's 20 seconds lost.
Yeah.
Well, 10
That's why
seconds
Tom and
lost
I
because
were
it would have
not
taken you
going to
half a
turn
second.
around. Did you see that?
Tom ran backwards. I
Yep.
saw some interesting things. I saw someone reported that one of their athletes walked, probably power walked, the shuttle runs and tied Patrick Vellner,
Oh, get out of here.
who was like pretty good at that workout.
Yeah.
Wasn't his best workout, but it was pretty good.
Like
I
hips and
heard
all, like
quite a
power
few
walk.
of that. I heard quite a few of that. Like people did it twice, and the second time they walked and did better.
Huh.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, you can game a workout sometimes. All right, so we'll have something for that. Coordination, this is with the marshmallow toss last year because you had to coordinate with another individual. That was kind of my spin on that.
Mhm.
Technically, coordination is to combine distinct movement patterns into a singular distinct pattern. So um, the the marshmallow component was really just silly. We did double unders, if you remember before that, which is a very good expression of coordination.
Yeah. That
Next
was a heck of a race
is
too.
yeah, that one came down the wire. It was all out. It
Yeah.
was pretty fun.
It was freaking out.
Next is speed. So this is just to minimize the cycle time of a repeated movement. So easiest one to see this in is definitely just running full bore, right? So that'll be fun to challenge ourselves to find a fun way to do this. But yeah, that's speed, power, um, ability of a muscular unit or combination of units to apply maximal force in minimum time. And the big key with power and the difference between that and strength is just the ability of the muscular unit to apply force. It is not it's irrelevant how much time it takes you. Whereas in power, there is a time is one of the precious parts of that. So think strength, front squat, power, squat clean. Cool?
Uh, so I gotta clarify something. We're gonna have a game in the decathlon based off each of these 10.
Yes. One
Okay,
game for each thing.
gotcha. And do you have it all planned out already?
No, I usually try to wait till the open's over because
Hmm.
I don't want to repeat something that was already there.
Yeah. So if somebody has
Although
a good
it's
idea, do you want to hear it?
absolutely.
Nice.
I've already got one for accuracy.
That one's taken care of.
Yeah,
And that wasn't the one you were gonna hold off on, right?
that is the one.
All right. Yeah, we
Um,
won't talk about it anymore.
nice try, Jeff. Okay, so I think usually this is actually the most fun of the open that we have. We're doing it
Agreed.
potluck style, so everybody's going to bring food and drinks, and we're all going to share that with each other. And then it's all going to be super healthy. There's not going to be anything with added sugars
Nope.
or processed
Don't bring it.
ingredients.
You got to respect your teammates and the community. No beers. No fooling around. No horseplay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Serious business.
Hopefully you're not
Best
just
time of the year,
listening and you're
honestly. Like
watching, because I just threw up some winks.
I only sign up for the Open for the decathlon.
And the
No
shirt,
joke.
right?
Yeah, and a shirt. Yeah. It's
Yep.
it's tons of fun. I'm excited for, like, I keep saying it, like all the people that haven't done it before, like the people that like show up. Who won the athlete of the week last week?
Hold on.
What are you
Look
looking
at
at?
this.
Special brownies.
Kyle
Oh
says
my
he's got some
god.
special brownies for the other team.
Oh,
Can't
there
wait to
we
share
go.
those.
Now we're coming up with it.
I don't know. I think that I'm feeling like those are probably laxative brownies.
Oops a daisy. You can do that tonight too, Kyle. Especially being upside down on the wall, making a mess of yourself. Yeah, no horseplay. That's right. I'm not one to horseplay. Not in a gym. This is supposed to be serious.
Yeah, let me sorry, I need to grab something to write with. Entertain everyone.
Oh
Dance.
God, dance monkey. Yeah. So I believe that are we still on for is it pork tonight? Are we doing barbecue pork tonight? Cupcake destroyer. Is that what we're doing? Sit around and wait for that response to come back in. Hopefully he's still with us. Looking forward to that. Mitch, you're the subject matter here.
On
So
what? Pulled pork?
I didn't start sweating until just this moment. Don't need to take care of it.
I'm just trying to make sure so everybody gets their points and make sure I have it written down before we
Oh,
exit here.
so these people, they didn't actually want to
Oh
come
no,
in.
I'm sure they're here because we're thrilling.
Yeah. Well, they just
And they're
needed a
definitely
taste, is all it
sticking
was.
around. Yeah.
Just a taste.
Okay.
They'll
So
be
anyway,
fine.
that's what the decathlon is. 10 components of fitness. You can read more about them there. We'll try to figure out fun, unique ways to get that done. It'll be interesting to see. As usual.
Ooh, good idea.
Let's see. Do we have anything else of important interest? Like what do you
Any
think of
questions?
people? Oh, hula hooping for coordination. Ooh, that might be a good one.
That would be good. Juggling a soccer ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and eating cookies. There we go. That's a good idea. It's right up my alley. We should also tell people that CrossFit Magny has a professional soccer team.
Professional,
They're
yes.
so
Professional.
bored on Sunday to come down and watch Mitch tear up the field out there.
Yeah. 4:35. I'm gonna lay a smackdown on him again.
That's right.
Again.
Oh, nice job, Catherine. Always working hard. You know what I mean?
Unicycle race for that would be for balance, I would think. I think that's a safe thing to
Okay.
do.
Do we have a
You
unicycle?
must have beer in hand.
That's a good idea.
It's a really smart
Chug.
idea. I can't see the
Chugging.
danger in it.
Now we need a softball team. That would be fun. I'd play.
Yeah, actually, guys, so in CrossFit, if you're reading the methodology enough, you will know that you are supposed to regularly learn and play new sports. So, as a model for this, I am playing soccer on Jeff's soccer team. I don't play soccer, so it's new for me, and it was really fun and very challenging. I did not expect it to be so hard. I thought we were in like a cupcake league. No offense, Kyle.
It's definitely not. It's not, right? And Mitch, honestly, just like kudos, man. Kudos to you. I had no expectations. You not being a soccer player, you went out there and did exceptional. It was awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, now softball would really take me out of my comfort zone. The
Same.
swinging, I am so bad at swinging a bat. I feel like I'm not bad at the act of swinging. I'm just not accurate.
Well, you got to take a little bit off of it.
So I do, but then I just pop it up every time. I'm like very consistently popping it up
Even in wiffle
at this
ball,
age.
that didn't happen in wiffle ball when we'd play
Oh,
over.
I am like notorious for it in wiffle ball.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh. Got to do that
but
too.
yeah,
We should look at a softball team. Kyle, look at it. I'll play. Dibs. Want to get on that team?
dibs.
Dibsies. I'm not getting to good at it, I don't think, but I can hit a ball maybe.
Okay. Might have to. I got some text coming in. I might have to switch things up for some things.
Uh-oh.
Um.
Calling it?
Well, no. I'm talking about for the 10 components.
Oh, people are
Some
texting you?
good stuff there. Yeah. Did you see anything? Did you watch the open announcement for this?
Yes, I did.
Did you
Holy
see any
cow.
anything interesting there?
Oh, are you talking about the 19-year-old girl that freaking smoked the entire thing?
I could be. Yeah, Mal O'Brien coming out, doing
Unbelievable.
the entire workout in less than 8 minutes. And
It didn't
when
change her
she's
face
sitting on
at
the
all.
ground, yeah, when she's sitting on the ground afterwards, she's not dying like I plan to be. She's just like calm and collected again. She looks tired, but she's like, whatever.
I caught myself just like mouth breathing, like watching
Oh,
that. I was
it
like,
was
"Are you
amazing.
freaking kidding me?" That was the
Especially if you,
craziest thing.
once you guys do it too, it's gonna even put it even more into perspective for you of just how
Yeah,
fit she is. My opinion is nobody beats her this year. Just
no.
I think she will. I not only think she's going to win the games, I think she'll be dominant in the games.
You said you don't think she will win?
I don't just think she's going to win, I think she's going to
Oh, you think
dominate.
it's not even gonna be close. Did you see Matt Frazier talking about how she was disappointed when she found out that Tia was not gonna compete because she wants to beat the champ? She doesn't wanna win with an asterisk next
Dude,
to it?
yeah, not surprising at all. Maybe
Yeah,
she'll get her chance in 2024. I don't know.
man.
I mean, just looking at, she's so impressive right now. She's winning the Open too, in case you guys were wondering. I
That
would
was
say pull up the
awesome.
leaderboard, but it's going to be tainted from all these
Half
early
being
entries
submitted.
from 23.3. So
Yeah.
um, we
That
could
was
look at
unreal.
who won top of the leaderboard in the last
Hey, what do you got?
workout
Is that,
games
where's that?
leaderboards.
Boom. Okay. Open?
Open
Leaderboard?
leaderboard.
Look at me
Boom.
figuring
Actually,
the
might have already
website
been
out.
there. Scroll down.
Okay. Worldwide?
Yeah, and then just
Mal O'Brien.
click on the 23.2A at the top. No, in the actual
Oh,
field, go down.
down.
Yep,
Okay,
into
right here.
your yeah. That way it
23, 2.
sorts it by 23.2A score. So click the actual bracket for it. Yeah.
Alright, there we go.
Notice
Mal
no
O'Brien.
change. Still Mal O'Brien at the top.
Yeah.
Um, top score. Look at that. What is it? 168, 188?
188.
Bonkers. First of all, look at the next second place score is what?
186 for 23A.
Okay, and then
23.2A.
what's the next one?
179.
Yeah, so basically top 3, I mean, the amount of separation she has from that third place person in the first place is amazing. I will say that Fee Sagafi there, she's pretty dang good too. So I'm hoping she has a breakout performance this year. But now just quickly go over. So we know 188 is the top women's score. Go to men now
Yeah.
and do the same thing.
Charles.
What's his
91.
score?
191.
191. Looks like 190 below that.
So she'd
189
be tied for 5th, Mal,
in the men's.
in the men's.
Nuts. That's
Yeah.
just nuts.
That's crazy. And not even talking about 23 2B either, right? Because she got 205 for her 1 rep max thruster.
Yeah, so go to the filter by that. We could see all the nuttiness of this, the 23B. This is gonna be
Oh, yeah, I got
crazy.
the top.
So the
Wow.
guy who won is actually he's called like the Wall Street weightlifter, I think, on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I saw
And
that guy.
Yeah, he's just a total freak when it comes to barbell movements. He can actually thrust or more weight than that.
I saw him do 400.
Yeah,
On it.
and if you're looking at his 2A score, he doesn't have a terrible I mean, like, it's not great, but I mean, for the guy's size, like, that's not a
Yeah.
terrible score, 119. That
Yeah.
means he actually tried, right? But you'll see, go to the women's now.
Yep.
Filter by B. What's
240.
that top weight? 240?
240.
240, what's her 2A score?
94.
94. Okay, so it's not, I mean, it's probably not trying. It's probably trying.
Yeah. Well, Kelsey Keel, 238, 2 pounds less, and 141 reps. That's an impressive score.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, she's a pretty impressive athlete, though. I mean, look at the worldwide ranking for each of those. The one is
Yeah.
21,000, while the other one's 500 something.
Yeah.
Danny
Yeah, it's crazy.
Spiegel, 227. That's a name that you guys might see or know more often.
Barrett, what a boss name for a strong lady.
Yeah, that is actually that's your first name.
Stone Diamond. Crazy.
Yeah, it's just interesting always to compare that. So I think Mal O'Brien got like 107th place for that lift, which at her frame is
Yep.
actually really good. And if you're looking at like, go to the overall rank. Well, shoot, it's kind of tainted, huh?
Just points? No.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I guess you do have two decent. So we could just compare for the sake of it. I'd say we could compare Mal, Danielle. I'm not sure about Jessica. Yeah, although no, it looks like she's going to be in contention there. So really, you could just compare those top 5 and look at the 2A, 2B placements there, or just look at overall placements, right? So Mal O'Brien with a 2, a 1, a 107th, and a 2 so far,
Just top.
whereas everyone else is like triple digits pretty
Yeah,
often,
that's crazy. It's like
right?
her and everybody else.
Yeah. So I feel like she's standing in a league of her own. This is a little fabricated because 23-3 is twisting things, but those are all girls that you'll see near the top, except for maybe that 3rd place person I'm not so sure about. What time does that say? 0?
6 minutes.
Yeah, I bet you that's not real.
Yeah. Somebody will call BS. Like, how do you take? You
That
can't do
that
that.
or
Like,
they
she did
that or
so
they're exceptional
flawlessly.
and did scaled or something like that.
Yeah, no. She did,
They
like,
just
mounted it
that's just an
so good.
error probably, actually. They probably got capped at 6 minutes and just screwed up putting in their
Oh, yeah.
info. So yeah, so Mal
Man,
O'Brien's actually got a number 1 on that
we
first
should
one.
take a picture of this and then send it to her, be like, "Yo, congratulations. Doing
Yeah.
so good."
Well, that might be why they do that, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, because 'cause they're at 178,000 points. I don't see that happening. Not beating Mal, like, by a minute and 2
Yeah.
minutes almost.
Yeah.
No,
All right. Well,
impossible.
that is going to conclude the See You in Valhalla podcast. Next week we'll be talking about all the events in the decathlon, 10 components of fitness, and how we are going to take a stab at each one in a fun and exciting way. And then maybe we'll start talking about what's in the future of this podcast, since it's not going to be open season anymore.
Yeah, heck yeah.
We'll also probably announce the indefinite winner Friday, like, because we'll know. Like,
You
it'll
think?
be my team going into it. We'll be like, yeah, guys, I know we're just here
Hurry.
to
Do you remember?
check the box.
Yeah. Not a chance, man. I just gotta get a couple people to sign up for the gym. We'll be good.
Question is, do members find out before next week's podcast? Not necessarily, no. Unless I let something slip, no. There might.
He's
Some people might know the
steel trap.
one thing I'm already gonna do. I haven't been
Yeah.
like super secretive, but I'm just trying to keep it a little exciting.
Yeah. Don't get blue balls.
Relevant. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks
That's
for coming. I'll see like most of the people in the chat tonight, and then if you just joined us for the first time, hope you like the stream.
Yeah, thanks. Like, click subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
There you go.